In 1162, a baby was born on the Mongolian steppe, clutching a blood clot in his fist. The shamans called it an omen. By the time he died, his empire stretched from the Pacific to the gates of Europe, twice the size of Rome. He was born into nothing, abandoned to starve before he was 10. This is Temujin, the orphan who became Genghis Khan. Temujin was born to Yesugei, a minor chieftain, and Hoylun, a woman taken from a rival tribe. When Temujin was 9, his father was poisoned by rival Tatars. The clan abandoned the family the same day. Overnight, nobility to outcasts, surviving on roots and river fish. At 14, his own half-brother began stealing the family's food. In a world where food meant survival, that was a death sentence for everyone else. So Temujin killed him. Rivals later captured him and locked a wooden collar around his neck. He escaped at night, hiding in a river until they gave up. Betrayal, survival, and an obsession with never being powerless again. At 11, Temujin had sworn an under oath with a boy named Jamuka. Blood brothers, the most sacred bond on the steppe. As Temujin's following grew, that bond turned to rivalry, and it would consume both of them for 15 years. What made him dangerous wasn't ambition, it was structure. He mixed warriors from rival tribes into the same units, erasing old clan loyalties and replacing them with loyalty to one man alone. A shepherd's son could become a general. In 1206, at a grand assembly, Temujin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, universal ruler. He was 44. For a man built by trauma, no amount of power would ever feel like enough. What followed was the fastest military expansion in history. Beijing fell by 1215. But 1219 showed what Genghis Khan was truly capable of. Mongol envoys arrived at the city of Otrar with a message of peace. The governor executed them as spies. When Genghis sent a second delegation, the Khwarezmian Shah shaved the lead ambassador's head, the ultimate insult. This wasn't diplomacy failing. This was personal. He assembled up to 150,000 soldiers and erased an empire of 5 million people. Each warrior rode 3 to 5 horses, covering 100 miles a day. Unmatched until mechanized warfare 7 centuries later. By 1223, this was the largest land empire the world had ever seen. But at the peak, the cracks were already forming. The irony, the instincts that built the empire, made it impossible for one man to hold together. In 1226, during a winter campaign, he fell from his horse and grew ill. On August 18th, 1227, he died, around 65. His death was kept secret. Soldiers killed everyone along the funeral route to protect the succession. To this day, no one knows where he's buried. He split the empire among his 4 sons, planting the seeds of its collapse, and Jamuka, the blood brother turned rival, was finally captured, betrayed by his own followers. Genghis had those followers executed, then offered Jamuka his life back. Jamuka refused, asking instead for a death without bloodshed, to keep his soul intact. Genghis granted it. The last piece of the boy he'd once been was gone. He's remembered for one number, an estimated 40 million dead. That's real. It's not the whole story. The same empire created the Pax Mongolica, a peace that let trade and ideas move freely along the Silk Road. He built one of history's first postal networks. His legal code, the Yasa, guaranteed religious freedom, diplomatic immunity, and promotion by merit, centuries before Europe. The boy who was kidnapped outlawed kidnapping. The boy who was enslaved abolished torture. He didn't just conquer the world, he tried to legislate away the one that nearly destroyed him. Geneticists estimate his direct male line lives on in roughly 16 million people alive today. The world abandoned him once. He made sure it never could again. If you want to see the man who tried to build an empire just as vast, and lost his grip on his own mind trying, Alexander the Great is next. Subscribe so you don't miss it.